Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is not the usual setting for videos. We are next to a waterfall, so I'm sorry if it's noisy. I did not film an intro to this yet, so I figured I need to now before it gets too late and I forget everything. But if you're watching this, this is a reading vlog in Thorpe, Pennsylvania. I had off today from work, so I thought it would be nice to just drive an hour and a half over here and read somewhere new. So that's what we're doing. We're reading The Simple Wild, which is good so far. So it's about a girl, Kala, who doesn't have a relationship with her father, and her father lives in Alaska. She lives in Canada, and she hasn't seen him since she was 14 years old. She's now 20-something, 26 maybe. But he is sick and dying, and she ends up going out to Alaska to maybe mend a relationship, at least get to know him. It's her last chance before he might die. So they're just feeling out their relationship a little bit. She meets this guy, Jonah, who's kind of an asshole to start. He's really grumpy. We're getting all the grumpy sunshine vibes from this one. And she thoroughly hates him so far. And she's stuck with him because he's the neighbor of her dad. And she relies on him to get into town and everything. It's a very remote part of Alaska, and she is like pretty materialistic and high maintenance, and she's not doing well in the Alaska wilderness so far. So it's funny, like all her makeup products and all that, and just everything that she clings to and needs, thinks that she needs. She's like on a hunt for soy milk lattes, and they do not exist where she is. And groceries are crazy expensive. I am only on chapter 9, but it's really good so far. And I figured, what better setting than this? Although I am going to head into town pretty soon and putz around. There's like a Harry Potter little cafe that usually plays movies and stuff. So I'll chill there and regroup. It's about lunchtime. I'm reading the physical book and following along with the audiobook. I figured that was good because a lot of this is driving. So it'll be like 3 hours worth of driving today. But yeah, hopefully I get through this one today. It's just a day trip up here, so we'll see how far I get. I think right now I'm about 25% through, maybe a little more, maybe like 30. But yeah, it's advertised as a contemporary romance, and that's kind of my theme for the week, which surprised me. I thought it was just like, not women's fiction, but something like that, you know what I mean? Okay, I got cut off, but what I was saying is I didn't realize this was a romance book when I got this. I knew it was something to do with her dad, and I thought she was just finding herself in the wilderness or something. I knew it was nature related, so I immediately wanted it. But yeah, so that's been a nice surprise. I like Jonah so far. I like when they're a little bit mean, when they're kind of an asshole, and they kind of don't care about her at first. I like that more than the insta-lovey, like, oh my god, swoon. So anywho, it is way too fucking hot, so we're cutting that short. I think I read about 30 pages worth. It's just way too hot to sit out here in this. My car says it's only 82. The coolest it was by the waterfall in the shade, but it's loud as fuck. So we're gonna go in. It's also almost 1, and I have had 0 water, so we're gonna go into town, find some refreshments. I'm gonna hit up the bookstore that's there, the Harry Potter cafe, all of that. I'll take you along with. You're coming. I'm on chapter 10, so we'll listen to that a little bit on our drive into town. It's about 20 minutes, so I'll see you there. All right, we're back at the car. I'm so sweaty, so disgusting. Sorry, guys. This is just what you get if we're reading outside of the home. Anyway, I wanted to look at how far I got in Simple Wild. Hang on. Okay, I'm on page 224 of just under 400. We're right there. You can see that. I don't have a bookmark. I forgot to bring one with me. And since I'm listening to it anyway, I just kind of find where I'm at. So far, it's good. Kala and Jonah, they're starting to build like some sort of a friendship. I wouldn't even call it that. They're just getting to know each other and they're letting their guard down a tiny bit, but not a lot. And you saw we're like more than halfway through this book, and there's like the tiniest crumb of flirting, and that's it. So definitely a slow burn there. He definitely seems not interested at all. She is starting to kind of notice how cute he is and whatever, but she's staying a little bit longer than intended. So right now, her dad owns, I don't know what you would call it. He's a pilot and he owns like a fleet of planes. I don't know what you would say. But anyway, so they have like the shittiest social media marketing. Their website isn't even up and running. It's like a blank page. And she's very familiar with social media. And so she volunteers to like spruce up their website or whatever. It's ending up that she's going to be staying there a little bit longer. And her dad is starting to kind of talk to her more. He was a little standoffish at first, the first night and first day. And now they're kind of letting their guard down a little bit too. So far I'm liking it. It's a little slow, if I'm being honest. Like, not too much has happened. It's kind of one of those day-to-day, like, kind of mundane books, I would say. It's not very action-packed. I feel like this is just going to be one about lessons on family and relationships. So I'm here for it, but it's not, like, gripping in any way. But yeah, so I'm going to listen to that for a little bit. I don't know how many hours left it is, but I have a 1.5 hour drive. So we'll see how far we make it for that. I did get I got 3 books in Sellers Books, which I'll include videos here if I didn't already. But hang on. You're propped up on the one that I got. Hang on. I should probably get one of those like suction cup things so that you are just not propped up on books all the time. Anywho, I got 3 books in Sellers. So 2 I have already read. We have Discovery of Witches. Obviously, the show is so good. If you haven't watched or read, highly recommend. The other one I read already was Wayward, but I wanted a copy of my own because focus, whatever, you know what it looks like. I borrowed it from a friend originally and ended up loving it, so I wanted my own copy. And then this is the one that I haven't read, Quarry Girls. The Quarry Girls. I just know it's a mystery. I wanted this specifically because... Sorry, somebody texted me. I wanted this specifically because I worked at a quarry for a long time. So, obviously, I was a quarry girl. I want to see what this is about. And yeah, so... All right, I'm going to shut up. We're going to get on the road. I need to pick up my son. I need to do adult things. I can't just like putz around town all day. So I'll listen, and then I'll probably touch base when I'm back at home and cozy and reading again. Bye. Sidestepped around him. I strolled for the door, forcing my legs to move slowly so as not to look like the sprinting chicken that I truly am. Chapter 19. Okay, just a quick update. The enemies to lovers happened in like 0.5 seconds. Okay, I have whiplash, but now I am shamelessly invested in their love story. So I'm on chapter 25 now, and their banter is getting a lot better. They're flirting a lot more. Some things are happening. Her relationship, Kala's relationship with her dad, is blossoming a little bit. So yeah, I think I have like an hour left, and I'll finish it today. It went from like a 3-star feeling to, I don't know. It reminds me of that show Virgin River. If you've watched Virgin River, it's like small town, rugged, quiet guy, jealous girl on the side. So I like it. It's making me want to just like chill by a fire and enjoy some slow living. But yeah, I'm gonna go in and get my son. I Next time you see me, I will have a rating and I'll be done reading this. So see ya. Okay, so it has been a little bit of time. I think I last talked to you on Friday when I was picking up my son. It is now Sunday afternoon. I did indeed finish The Simple Wild. I actually finished like as soon as we hit the driveway at home. So my son listened to the last little 2 chapters of it with me, but I did enjoy it. Okay, so I was fully prepared to come on here and say, like, this is a 3-star book. I just needed more of the romance. I wanted more Calla and Jonah, blah, blah, blah. I thought that the storyline with her dad wrapped up really nicely and the closure that we got from that, and her mom was involved, and like that whole storyline was great. Beautifully written, whatever. And then I was like, well, they only just started like really getting together. And this was towards the end of the book. And I was like, it felt like it was like an abrupt ending for them. And I was like, well, what the hell? What do they do then next? And I'm an idiot and didn't realize that there's a book 2 for this. I only realized because was watching Instagram and a video came up of something about like a completed fantasy series or romantasy series that you should read. And the one was K. Tucker. And I was like, oh, hey. And then I go to Goodreads to look it up and I see a book 2 for this, which is called, hang on. Sorry, we had a toe injury. I think book 2 is called Wild at Heart. And it is indeed the story that continues with Jonah and Calla. So I will be reading that or maybe listening to it. I don't know yet. Either way. So I don't think the only thing that kept me from, I am going to rate it higher. I actually already rated this 3 stars before I realized that there was a book 2 because I was like, incomplete. But anyway, so I'm going to amend that to maybe like a 3.75, 4. Yeah, I don't think Calla is my favorite female character of all time. I think that's what held me back from enjoying the story more. I love Jonah. He's a normal human being. She is kind of a dud, if I'm being honest. She's a little bit of a dud. But it was still very enjoyable to read. I just think she could have been written a little better. But that's just a me problem, maybe. I don't know. You might connect with her a little bit better than I did. I just am not materialistic at all. On the scale of materialism and high maintenance, I am as -5. So I had no connection with her whatsoever. I know she like kind of loosened up during the story and that was the whole point, but still, I don't know. Anyway, very good. I think I'm sticking with the 3.75/4. I will be reading the sequel or listening to the sequel, not sure yet. And then I might check out Kay Tucker's romantasy stuff because I did not know. This is the only book that I knew with her name. I only know Kay Tucker from this and from only seeing it from Carter Sullivan talking about her. And she loves this book. I think this is like a god tier book for her. So maybe the conclusion of the second one will have me feeling a little bit higher rating on this. But yeah, this wraps up our contemporary week, which I realized I didn't even talk about on here. Instagram has more info on that. I've been doing like a blind genre poll for each week to theme out each week and get through my TBR. So contemporary romance was this week. I read First Time Caller, which was a 5-star, and then I read this, which is 3.75. I'm going to post on Instagram later, picking a new genre for this week. So I am excited. I want to get like fantasy or horror. I'm in like a gothic mood. So I think that would be fun, but we'll see what I pull. And then I'll film a reading vlog, I think with Binding 13 next. I've been wanting to read that. That is actually what I was going to pick up instead of this. And then I realized, well, I might as well go to Jim Thorpe. And then this is nature based. So I was like, well, when in Rome, might as well read this. And Binding 13 is going to have to wait. So I think in 2 weeks, I'll take the entire weekend to read that because she's thick and I won't have my son. So it's a lot easier to read with just the baby around. So I'll film a reading vlog, at least in 2 weeks, of Binding 13. So keep your eye out. But yeah, thanks for hanging with me. I had a lot of fun. It's getting a little easier talking to my phone and to thin air all the time. But hopefully you guys enjoy. I'll get a little bit better about wrapping up my thoughts. Like my brain, when it comes to books, is just like all of these random ass thoughts that probably don't make sense. And my husband says I kind of just like, it's typical of me to just like, we'll be driving down the road and I'll just like blurt out a thought. Like he has been in my brain and knows how we got to point B. And he's like, where the fuck did that come from? So that's kind of how I feel. So you might have to bear with me on that part, but we're getting there. Okay. Follow me on Instagram, Goodreads. I post a lot more there. It's hard working full time and being a mother to vlog, especially reading vlogs. Like I'm always reading in snippets, like so 30 pages here and there. So it's not easy to film that kind of stuff, which is why, again, I was off Friday, so that helped a little bit. But yeah, I'll catch you around. Have a good week, everybody. Bye. 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 This is the book I read in this video. Do you see the little airplane? It's about airplanes. Isn't that cool? Chase is obsessed with airplanes.
Why? No, I'm not.
Yeah, you totally are.
No,
You point out every single airplane. You are indeed obsessed. This was a good one. What do you think it's about other than planes?
Boats?
Boats?
Yeah.
No boats.
Bugs?
Bugs?
Yeah.
There's plenty of bugs, I'm sure. All right. Say goodbye again. Bye.
Goodbye.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
See ya.
See ya.